We want to welcome today to our office, Kerri Wilson, the Executive Director at the Cornerstone. Welcome, Kerri, to You've Got Maid office, and we are so pleased to have you today. Thank you for your time. I know this is your busiest time too.
It is busy, but I'm so thrilled to be here. I just love everything your company is doing and how involved you are, so thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. So tell me a little bit, before we go to talk about Cornerstone, tell us a little bit about you and what led you to be part of this nonprofit organization.
Sure. Well, my family, I grew up in a military family. My dad was out to sea 6 months of the year, so I had this amazing mother who had to raise 5 kids pretty much on her own. And what I learned is what my mom and all the other Navy wives had to do was build community. They did potlucks, they did carpools. If somebody was having money challenges, they would help each other out. And it just, my whole life, and then my mom was also a teacher, sort of seeing what happens when neighbors take care of one another. And so I was just really inspired, I think, by how we can work together, solve local problems, and that's what led me here.
Wow. Well, how long have you been with them?
I've been with Cornerstones now 21 years.
Wow.
It really was an organization that just spoke to me to say, it's about building community. So.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about Cornerstone. I know you guys celebrate like your 50th anniversary.
50 years of
50
service.
years.
Yeah, it was a big deal. We were founded in the small community of Reston, but we have been working now for over 50 years in the Dulles corridor. We provide emergency shelter for people experiencing homelessness, affordable housing. We provide childcare and also help people with emergency food, financial assistance, and a lot of things that just many families in this high cost of living area struggle with. And we have just been really glad to be there as sort of an anchor organization in this area.
Yeah. So you focus, guys, mostly Fairfax County, correct?
We've been largely for most of our 50 years in Fairfax County, although because we're in Reston Herndon, we serve a lot of people in Sterling. But big, exciting news, we are building 180 new homes in partnership, homes that are going to be affordable for the workforce, your staff, my staff, people who are trying to find a reasonable house, a beautiful neighborhood. We're really excited about it.
Oh, and where this is going to be? Here in Loudon?
It'll be right here in Leesburg, and we're breaking ground in just a month or so, and so we hope to be up and running in about a year, and welcome families, people who work minimum wage jobs, all the way to people that earn up to 60% of the area median income. Yeah. So it's true workforce housing.
Wow. How many places, or how many housing is going to be?
It'll be a total of 180 apartments, but there'll be 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms.
Oh,
and so a great community
choices.
Center, broadband for every resident built in, all the things, and I know you do a lot of work with literacy and the Loudon Literacy Council, giving people, all of our residents, the tools right there in their own community, their own home, to be sufficient and to do what they need.
Wow, that's amazing. So we know it was COVID, and it did have a lot of, not only us, and also you guys, I mean, all the nonprofit organization. Anything you did, like you accomplish or you're proud of this year so far? We know that we just get out from kind of COVID. I would say not 100% yet.
Right, not 100%, but I think the last 2 years have really taught us, and I think everybody who's been through this, it reminded us of the importance of the safety net. We have been there with, we have distributed nearly $10 million in rental assistance in partnership with Fairfax County. We have been there with food drives where we go into the neighborhoods, taking PPE, finding older members of the community that can't get out, and I think mostly trying to understand and stay in touch with our neighbors because it's been so isolating. Everybody understands that. We've all felt alone, and I think we're so proud of changing our after-school programs. They had to go virtual.
It was very
but we
difficult
stayed in
time.
touch, right? Or changing our child care center said, okay, we're going to stay open for parents that need to work, but they also set up a classroom so that the kids, instead of being at home for school, we converted it into a schoolroom, and they did their school from there.
Oh,
So very proud of
amazing
my amazing colleagues who kept.
So you
everything
really
safe.
did adapt to the situation with this COVID and everything.
We did, but while keeping our eye on the fact that the housing needs have been so great, and so to be working on things like building new housing and Loud, we've got another 34 homes we're building in Fairfax County for people who have been chronically homeless, and they'll have surrounded with resources and support.
Yeah.
So we're proud of doing both the day-to-day and helping people, but also looking long-term.
Talk to me a little bit. I know, I remember 2 years ago, I was part of a big fundraising event with Cornerstones. Are you doing any event this year or any changes? We know you didn't do it for the last 2.5 years because of COVID.
Right, we just had our 50th celebration to kind of bring back, we brought back the founders of our organization. What we're looking at here ahead in 2022 is gathering our community members for a forum, an advocacy forum, to talk about what are the issues that we can solve together. And then probably having a big celebration that we're here, inviting our supporters and donors to come out and have some event, have some fun in advance. So that'll be in mid-October.
Oh, awesome.
We'll keep you posted.
Yeah, definitely. Anything you're trying to accomplish other of the event? We know that this is the big thing, the housing. This is a huge going to be. This is that already being set up? I mean, you just, like you said, you're gonna start the work very soon.
We're starting it. It takes a long time, and certainly everybody knows all about the delays now in the pipeline and getting materials. But our partners, Weller Development, who we're working with, are ready to break ground. But what we do year-round are drives that anybody can participate in. Food drives, like you've done with Loud Hunger Relief.
We did with you guys too, the food
and
drive.
Cornerstones and backpack drives, and the holidays, really helping people with food, gifts and other supports. So
that's awesome.
We'll be doing that all year as we get ready to welcome people into their new homes. I'm
especially
hoping
now
in
with the
year.
changes. How can we get involved? I mean, I know how myself, but the people who is hearing, what are you in need more this year, and how can we get involved?
Well, I would say to you, and I think to everyone out there, and you brought it up earlier, we're sort of seeing, we hope that COVID is going to be in the rear view mirror, but what we're seeing is that families are still vulnerable. They still have a lot of needs, and the first thing I would say to anyone, what your nonprofits in your community need is, yes, your donations and support, because they're helping people who really may not yet have regained income, they may not have a job. Donations, of course, food, one of the #1 issues. Also, for us, so we do all of these drives, but it's also asking people in your workplace and your neighbors, be aware of the issues. Mental health, as we know, we're all suffering what's been happening in this community. Be aware of the isolation, and just by getting, as you do with your team here, you've got maids, getting people involved to go out and volunteer. Show someone that you care, get involved, and help show your neighbors they're not forgotten.
Absolutely.
That's been a real blessing to us.
Thank you, Kerri, and I want to thank you for your time and for whatever you're doing. You are amazing, guys. I mean, your organization is very well known, and we were so pleased to have you today here. I just
I'm
want
so
to let you know
grateful.
that.
It's a great
So, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.